And I have followed the religion of my fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It was not for us to associate anything with Allah, meaning he's rejecting any form of shirk, as every single other messenger has. Note that every messenger rejects shirk. That is from the favor of Allah upon us and upon the people, but most of the people are not grateful. O my two companions of prison, are separate lords better, or Allah, the one, the prevailing? So he's questioning them because clearly there's not the belief in the oneness of Allah in Egypt, and he questions them to make them think, which of the two is better? You worship not besides Him except mere names you have named them, you and your forefathers, for which Allah has sent down no authority. Legislation is not but for Allah. He has commanded that you worship not except Him. That is the correct religion, but most of the people do not know. So he's saying that I follow the religion of my fathers, but they follow clear evidence. And that clear evidence is what the prophets in the scripture have taught us. Now he interprets the dreams. O two companions of prison, as for one of you, he will give drink to his master of wine, but as for the other, he will be crucified, and the birds will eat from his head. The matter has been decreed, about which you both inquire. So he tells them that one of you will be giving wine, and the other, basically you will be killed, you will die. But he doesn't say which of you is which. He just says that this is going to happen to, and the other is going to be in this situation. And he said to the one whom he knew would go free, mention me before your master. Meaning that when you are free, when you go to your master, mention my situation, mention that I'm wrongly imprisoned. But Shaitan made him forget the mention to his master, and he, meaning Yusuf a.s., remained in prison bid'a sinin, several years. Bid'a in Arabic is 6 to 9 years. After interpreting the dream, and speaking to the one whom he thought would go free, and asking him that mention me so that I can come out of prison, he's still left in prison for a further 6 to 9 years. Because the person forgot to tell the leader, the king of Egypt, that this is the situation of Yusuf alayhi salam. We see here that Yusuf alayhi salam relied on a person, that this person, when he is free, is going to be able to speak up for me, and then I will be freed as well. And scholars say that this was a slip-up from Yusuf alayhi salam, a mistake that he had made. Remember, he's a great prophet. And for the prophets to make even a small slip is something great. So his small slip was, despite his trust and tawakkul in Allah, the fact that he spoke to a person, asking him to help him, this caused him to remain for a further 6 to 9 years in prison. And in this is a lesson for us, that even if we go to a person when we're in a time of difficulty, even if we find a resource when we're at a time of difficulty, that person cannot help us, that resource cannot help us. It's only Allah who can help us. These are just means, and we mustn't rely on the means. We must rely on Allah. And subsequently the king said, indeed, I have seen in a dream 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 that were lean, and 7 green spikes of grain, and others that were dry. O eminent ones, explain to me my vision, if you should interpret visions. So now we see 6 to 9 years later, the king of Egypt, he sees a dream. And it's amazing because this dream is going to be the means for Yusuf a.s. to come out of prison and be freed. So the king of Egypt could only see that dream when Allah willed it so. Just as if any other person is in a difficulty, the way out only happens when Allah wills it so.